Hi, everybody. We've got some technical difficulties this morning. Maybe you can't hear me either. So let's let's see whether that's the case. Oh, I'm getting the excellent. Okay. All right. I can hear Mike. I'm sure Franz will be back momentarily. Um, what did we have going on this month? There isn't too much news, but what news there is pretty exciting. We have done our first release candidate for 940. That is a pretty large release at this point. There's a lot. There's a lot that's happening with it. I can pull up the. I can pull up the change log here. Honestly, the most significant changes with 940 are there's significant improvements to error handling, which will help Concrete work better as PHP versions change in the future. And as things get a little bit, we can't always predict what changes they're going to make that might impact our code base and whether our code base throws errors, but we can impact how we respond to that. So we've added some new error handling controls that should make it a lot easier to rely on to get errors in debug and development situations, which is when you really want to have those, versus getting errors in production, which of course you don't. So we've overhauled those. I think I did a separate issue about that at one point. Definitely check that out. And then another big change to 940 is we have added a bunch of new skins to Atomic and the ability to set light mode and dark mode or browser based defaults for the CMS as well as the site theme skin that you use on your site. So that's a pretty big change and pretty big change that I think as the web continues to mature with issues like that, it will help us keep pace with other solutions in the web content management space. And beyond that, there's tons of other improved features. We've added new bulk page updating for page caching, page type, page template, things like that. Issues that have literally been open for a decade at this point. Concrete works under PHP 8.4. Boards will now automatically refresh and regenerate when you post content that goes into them, which is a kind of a it's kind of a surprising that it took that long, but sometimes things take a long time. And also lots of bug fixes and improvements there. So that that is what is in 940. It is not a full release. It is a release candidate. So definitely kick the tires on it. Test upgrading your sites in a sort of controlled non-production environment. Not sure if we'll do another release candidate or if we'll just pull the trigger on 940 when assuming that 940 doesn't get a huge bunch of issues reported specifically about that. So that is all of the concrete news for this month. I'm going to I hope Franz gets back by the time that we do the show and tell, but maybe Jess can handle the show and tell. In the meantime, I can give some shout outs to code and documentation developers. Thank you so much for submitting documentation this month to C. Grauer and M. Nakale. It's always excellent when our documentation gets improved, especially by our developers who sometimes take a look at concrete in certain ways that we don't even address. So and also that goes for GitHub activity as well. Thank you to JGARC186, M. Lokati, John the Fish, Bloody Iron, Kishi, Dan Klassen, Ashish A. Now, E. Pierre IW, and Heffley for keeping GitHub active. There's been a fair amount going on in GitHub over the last few months. A lot of it has made its way into 940. We're going to be kicking up the velocity on some of that stuff in the future as well. But we got to get 940 out there first. And then finally, I wanted to do an issue spotlight for something that we have for code that we accepted from the community. I will do my best to present my screen. Let's do that here. And it should be coming up, perhaps. You can tell that I've never done this before. And you can also tell I can't tell if it's sharing my screen or not. Um, maybe Mike can help and give me a heads up as to whether that's going out or not, because I only see my own face. Um, anyway, this is a. If you can't see it, um, this is a merge request from Mlocati to the migration tool repository, and that's so funny. Can't well, can't change it. So this is a migration tool pull request that came in. It is pull request 50. If you head on over to the migration tool repository to view it for yourself, I will stop sharing the screen that apparently isn't sharing at all. Um, and and this is a pretty big one. So you can see in this files changed 88. There's 40 commits in here. So this is work that he has been working on for months at this point. And it is the ostensible purpose of this pull request is to add the ability to import and export um, import and export page aliases and external links to the migration tool. But there's so much more in this. For example, there's um, completely new support for multilingual export and import in this. There is the ability to export or to import content directly into the site tree, which is when you use the migration tool. If you've ever migrated an old Concrete site to a new site, we try and give you all these controls, and then we import that content into a protected area of the sitemap so that you can kind of choose how it gets in there. And I think that makes a lot of sense for some applications, but for others, it might be pretty nice to be able to import it directly inline into the sitemap. And that is another part of this code, another part of this very impressive merge request that came from Mlocati. And it's been in the hopper to review for a few months. And it is in the latest version of the migration tool, the latest master branch of the migration tool. So definitely check that out. And thank you, Mlocati, for all your work improving not only the core, but also the kind of tools that work around the core. The migration tool is honestly a pretty crazy tool that many people probably won't even work with. But for those who work with any kind of add-ons that have to populate content or themes that need to populate and sample content or people who are moving content from one Concrete site to another, these power users or developers use this tool, and it is it's got thousands and thousands of lines of code for just these types of use cases. So thank you for keeping it up to date and making sure that it works really well for all of its various use cases. Yeah, and continuing on, we do have a show and tell. I actually don't even know if Jess is in here, but and I don't think that she is, so I'm gonna just go with this. It's gonna be great. It's gonna fall a little flat if I can't share the screen here, though. So let's give it the old college try again. It's pretty funny. Good stuff. We're gonna share this tab. We're gonna give it. We're gonna assume that it works. Oh,
Hello?
back! Thank God you can you can share the screen because I sure can.
I don't know what's happening with StreamYard. What do you want me to share with this?
Has updated
We've actually. Oh heavens. We've actually gotten past that, but we are into the show and tell at this point. So
okay.
We're gonna want to, and for whatever reason, I was having trouble sharing my screen. So yeah.
What a disaster! Stuff. I don't know what happened to StreamYard in the last month. I can't change audio sources.
There's PRB as well. That's good because I don't have that video, so someone else is gonna have to dump that one.
We are killing it.
Okay. What a day! I'm about to.
All right. Sure. Jess, do you have the PRB video? Is that something that if you? Okay, I'm seeing a nodding head. I don't know what this demo scene means.
This is good stuff.
Boosh. Here we go. Oh,
when
man,
for any reason the developer is unable to continue supporting their marketplace packages, we encourage them to donate their packages.
No, I can't hear that. Is that just me? What is
By
happening?
McCarthy, and this month he has updated 2 of these legacy packages and released them for version 9. Our first add-on this month is Zoomer, released by McCarthy from code originally developed by Vivid. Zoomer provides some interesting image zoom effects, including this hover zoom. You have an in-place zoom, a lens zoom, and the usual light box. Zoomer is free in the marketplace. Also from McCarthy, we have Pure Accordion. This is from code originally developed by Guy Azu. Pure Accordion is a bit of a misnomer. It's actually an expander where you have one lot of content and one title to expand. Pure Accordion is free in the marketplace. Our final add-on this month is Makaru LDAP Authentication by Hissy at Concrete Japan. This add-on integrates LDAP authentication, otherwise known as Active Directory, into the Concrete login and user management system. LDAP authentication is $250 in the marketplace. That's all for this month. So we'll see you next time. And until then, as Noor likes to say, be safe.
Okay.
Whew.
Got through some of that.
Yeah.
Heard most of it. Thank you, John. Appreciate that.
That looks cool.
Good looking stuff. Apologies again for our audio-visual challenges. Oh, I think it's happening. Here we are, looking at a showcase site built with concrete. A cute little baby. Welcome to the world, babo. What we got here is a hospital site in New Hampshire. And pretty good looking. Like, you don't really something very clean about that header design that I like. Looks like we've got a little find location, yeah, little search and filter type deal built into it. It's always a good choice to use concrete for your medical concerns because concrete out of the box is SOC 2, ISO 27001, and HIPAA compliant. So as long as you set up a good hosting stack and are thoughtful about how you manage your code base, you can maintain all that compliance. I'm not sure who built this one. If this is your site, let us know, and we'll give you a shout out on the website because looks real nice and proud to call it out. Yeah. Well, this has been the wireless town hall we've had in more than a minute. Don't really understand what happened there, but try to get our audio-visual setups behaving better before next month. Update my browser or something. I'm not sure what's going on with StreamYard.
I know, but the Chrome, I feel like for me, maybe somehow my graphics acceleration got unchecked, but yeah, when I had a blurred background, it was unhappy. So
I'm still using the wrong mic. There's definitely some changes under the hood, but no one wants to watch us complain about not being able to use technology. So please do try 9.4. I'm assuming that someone's mic was on at some point when we were talking about 9.4 release candidate. That is
we have talked about it. It's awesome.
Excellent. That is good. It's important. Would love to see some feedback on that so we can make that official. And strangely, that's all we got this month, and we'll see you guys again soon. And we'll be posting the PRV video in its raw form to YouTube as we always do. So hopefully the sound will be a little better on that. Thank you, everybody. See you in a month.
Thank you.